Peace, 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 peace. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is August 8th, 2020. And hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and please share. Today's topic will be the video concerning that the sister, the black woman that ran over the black man and or the brother in the parking lot. I don't know what state that was. And is there a thin line between love and hate? And what does that mean, a thin line between love and hate? So, I always talk about we're chemical beings. And biochemistry, we get along with each other from biochemical reasons, right? The biology, the body. My body and your body have things that's alike, right? So we share that experience. And in that experience, there's a chemical connection between us. But those contracts can be null and void when something goes wrong, as you can clearly see. Now it doesn't matter whether it's a man or woman. You see this type of behavior all the time. So I'll deal with the man first. We hear in the news all the time, you'll see a man go into a rage, grab a pistol or firearm, go down there to the woman and her child, whether the child is his or belongs to another man, it doesn't matter. Shoot the child, shoot the woman, and then shoot himself. All the time, right? And this transcends race, this transcends everything. This is just human behavior. So we have to observe and wonder, when we say we love somebody, how thin is that line? Thin line between love and hate, right? And we are biochemically connected. This is why we deal with each other. And when that connection is broke, you see the results of this. And it doesn't always have to go that way. The lesser results that don't match up to what we saw in that video is, the person slanders the other person and they blame them for the breakup. And they say, they wasn't real, they was phony, right? But then that would have to do with trust. So that 5-letter word, trust, that 5-letter word that you build up for 15 years with somebody can disappear in 15 seconds based on them violating an expectation that you have in your head, right? So trust is really a one-way street, or loyalty, because what I'm loyal to, you might not be loyal to. And as time go on, I might find out that you're not loyal to that. And then if I'm taking the normal approach that most people take, I'll blame you. But I don't do that, right? Because I don't put people on pedestals. Pedestalizing somebody is gonna always end ugly, right? So I deal with people, human behavior. Nas said in one of his rhymes that human, from the womb to the tomb, presumes the unpredictable, meaning that human behavior is completely unpredictable. Shout out to my brother Ant. He told me, human behavior is very predictable, right? The fact that we're flawed is very predictable. I'm flawed and everybody around me is flawed. So I ask people, please don't put me on no pedestal. Deal with me on an endeavor basis. This is why I always say at the end of my videos, let your last endeavor be your best endeavor. Because I already know that we're biochemically connected, right? This thing about, I always got love for you, that can change based on my deeds and how those deeds make you feel, right? I also noticed in the video, at some point, she grabbed a piece of the bumper that was ripped off, lifted it in the air, threw it on him while he was there bleeding on the floor, and then she spit on him. The question is, are you surprised by that behavior? And this don't got nothing to do with her. This is just human behavior. I'm not saying that everybody's gonna respond like that, but everyone has the potential to respond like that. Does that make sense? Everyone has the potential to respond like that, including me if I don't control this vehicle. In autopilot mode, the body will take over and you can take a knife and stab somebody 40 times. And on the 38 to 39 stabs, when you start to come back to yourself like, what did I just do, right? By then it's too late. You can't take back what you just did, right? So the command imprint of anger consumed you in such a manner that it made you, through your consent, demonstrate that type of behavior in real time. Right? And this can happen, you could be with somebody 15, 20, 30, it doesn't matter, 40 years, and still snap like that, right? And again, this is not about race, so-called, quote unquote. This is not about gender. This is about just how the human being can automatically slide into autopilot mode and let the body, give consent to the body to demonstrate and behave like that, right? So this is what I mean about being the CEO of your vehicle. Previous video, right? We are chemical beings. Previous to previous video. And these things are very detrimental, and you have to understand how these things play out in real time. So I'm never surprised by behaviors like that. I look at it and I take notes, right? I take notes. This transcends belief systems. This transcends schools of thought, ideological subscriptions. It doesn't matter. Behavior is behavior. Demonstration is demonstration. Now, what leads up to that demonstration? And is it possible for you to behave like that? Right? People say, no, I would never do that. And I always say, you never know what you might do under some kind of distress or rage that happens from the inside out. When you drive your car, somebody cut you off for no reason or for a silly reason. More times than not, before you could even tell your hand to stop, your hand is already going like this to hit the horn. And the anger and the rage, you want to express your anger and let the other person know that you're angry, and your hand already flies. Like what I said the last video about, which is the opposite direction. Instead of going like this, you pull your hand away from the stove. In this case, the body automatically is hitting the horn, right? Without your consent, damn near. By the time you even come to realization that, yo, why am I honking the horn like this? The body already did it. And now the other person, more than likely, they're gonna go into autopilot mode and respond right back to the behavior that you just did. And who tells where that's gonna go? I used to have a lot of road rage in my younger years. There'll be times where I catch somebody at a red light, hop out the vehicle, go over there and kick the door and kick the windshield. I'm very lucky that they never had a firearm on them. I probably wouldn't be here right now. Or maybe I would, I don't know. But the point is that nothing good could come out of these situations. And so it's imperative to have self-control, control of self, self-discipline, right? This all goes back to self, right? And so, freedom is always within, but you have to be in tune with what's within. I heard J. Cole, the rapper, he had an interview with Angie Martinez some years ago, and he was talking about the same thing I'm talking about. He worded it different. He was talking about being conscious of the pull and the tug of the body or the soma. Soma means pertaining to that of the body, the vehicle, and being aware of how he would constantly, when the phone would vibrate or a Facebook message would come through social media, and how automatically his hand keep checking it without his consent. He not even realizing, but the awareness of when it's happening allowed him to be able to curb that type of behavior. So it's the same thing with the sister that you seen in the parking lot. She had no awareness of herself, and look at the behavior that happened. You see men that grab their firearm, like I said before, and they go and shoot the child, shoot the woman, then shoot themselves. No awareness of themselves. So it's bigger than gender. One gender is not more innocent than the other, if we're really looking at it in real time, right? So control of self and self-control comes from self-awareness. You can't control yourself unless you're aware of yourself and the proclivities of this vehicle, of this body, and how it responds before you even get a chance to pull the reins on it. It's already going to do what it do. It don't ask no questions to you. It just, you the host, but it's the boss. So then, are you controlling your thoughts, or are your thoughts controlling you? Are you controlling your thoughts, or are your thoughts controlling you? Clearly in this video, her thoughts were controlling her, right? The men that shoot the child, the woman, and themselves, their thoughts were controlling them, right? So it's bigger than any gender or race that we can speak about, right? And to understand that is to understand freedom. To understand that is to understand freedom. And there's not a school of thought or a particular dogmatic thing that you subscribe to that can really free you from that. Because Bruce Lee said, the system is, the practitioner is more important than the system. The system is not more important than the practitioner. You're the practitioner. You're using the system of what it is that you subscribe to as a catalyst. But if you can't put it into practice, then it's meaningless. It's meaningless if you can't put it into practice, right? So I just had to do that quick build on that because I saw the video and I was like, wow, that's interesting. It's just another add-on to things that you see every day. And people wonder from the outside looking in, damn, how can he or she do that, yo? Like, what's that really about? But it happens every day. And it doesn't matter how long you've been with your partner and you have the potential to behave like that if you're not careful, depending on your persona, depending on your character, depending on your upbringing, depending on what you subscribe to and fully taken in as acceptable behavior or non-acceptable behavior. And that behavior that she exhibited was non-acceptable behavior. But it came from rage. It came from letting the body go into autopilot mode and not being aware of the proclivities of the body. You know what I'm saying? And she probably comes from a combative environment, AKA the hood, the ghetto. We all come from it, those of us that's from it. So to be able to recalibrate or change your behaviorisms of the body and not just fly off the handle like that takes a lot of self-control and it takes a lot of self-awareness. So with that being said, let your last endeavor be your best endeavor. Let your last endeavor be your best endeavor because biochemical connections to other people is highly based on that last endeavor. It's highly based on that last endeavor. In another way to say it, yesterday's score don't count in today's game. Yesterday's score don't count in today's game. And with that, I'll leave you in the greetings of peace. Salute.